because what we're trying to do is we're trying to link up with other organizations who are doing similar things to make this thing a lot bigger. And the Order of MAAT also, we don't only teach African culture classes, we don't only do lectures, but we also are doing some things where we're going to have food drives, clothing drives to people in the community. So if you know a single mother or a family that needs clothes for their children, instead of giving them to the Salvation Army, you know what, get them to us and we're going to definitely get them out, because the Salvation Army takes them and makes money off of them. But we have people in our community that have needs, children that have needs, you know, and instead of giving them good clothes to them, let's get it to the Order of MAAT, and we're going to make sure that these families get them. We're also coming up with our food drives as well. So if you have any canned goods or anything like that, be sure to you know, contact us. And actually the email is maatcouncil@yahoo.com, and that's MAAT council@yahoo.com. So if you have anything you want to donate, be sure to give it to us, because when we teach our African cultural classes, what we're doing is we're also going to be putting the packages together. Not only do we teach the classes, we highly recommend the parents come, people come out, because we're going to have things to give out. If you know a family or somebody that's in need, we're going to be definitely taking care of that during classes as well. So we're getting that together now. If you,
I think they call it, it's going to be called the African Depot.
Okay, and that's going to, but it's part of the Order of MAAT. So, I mean, you know, we're going to be doing it everywhere. Now, I know Seek is in Virginia. We have Earth that's in D.C. We have, I believe, Empress is in Alabama. And then we have, you know, Amaro and Brother Unk and I, who are here in the Atlanta chapter. So, you know, we're going to definitely be doing it all over if we can. But for the most part, we also have, and we're telling people as well, to volunteer in your city. If you're in a city and you have a local library, go out. Go ask them if you can actually teach an African cultural class. And it's very important that we do this for the simple fact, our children in school, whether it's from kindergarten to college, are not taught African culture. And not only that, there's no curriculum in the school that teaches them about their real culture. So if you have time in your hands, go out in your local community or your local library, ask if you can teach a class, and we'll also definitely try to get the information to you. We are putting together some volumes now in reference to doing that. So, I mean, we're highly recommended, because our children do not know their culture. They do not know anything about their culture, and it's time that they know. So definitely do that. If you want more information about it, you can actually email the MAATcouncil@yahoo.com, or here in Atlanta chapter where me and Brother Unk started it, you can email NickyLoveRadio@yahoo.com, and that's NICKYLOVERADIO@yahoo.com. If you want to start up an African cultural class and you need some literature, some information, so we can try to get out, you know, get it to you so you can start teaching a class. People, it's really time for us to get our communities back together. It's really time for us to start to unite and really get our communities. And you know, the youth and the younger generation is the one who's going to be taking care of us. So we got to keep that in mind.
Yeah, each one teach one.
Yeah.
We got a packet too, a book called the Order of MAAT booklet, information to help like direct the classes. We got Jaja Tootie Ra in our Maryland area. He's already started some classes.
Right.
So that's Maryland. We here in Georgia, and so we basically just, you know, it's just not a one city thing. It's a universal thing, and because all the cities need this. You know, like the brother was talking about. You know, you got people strung out on drugs. So if I see that condition, you know, being a part of that before, right, I need to be able to change that condition. And everything we do, we need to make it fit original people, because we think differently. Now, our minds was constructed in such a way that say, like, let me give you an example. If you watch the game of basketball, right, you'll see, like a European, he'll dunk a basketball. But you'll see an original dunk the basketball, it's just totally different. You know what I'm saying? I was watching the tournament, and the white boy dunked, and he fell on his head. He flipped, and he dunked on his head, because he wasn't ready for that space he was at. Right? But you get the Africans, they dunk when they end up on their feet. We just too different. I'm not saying that we know better, right? But I'm saying we're just different, and we need to be cultivated differently. For so long, we've been cultivated as Europeans. You know what I'm saying? That don't make no sense. You know, we need to start being cultivated as original people. You know, like soul food. We eat soul food, you know? But we've been taught that soul food was what? The chitlins, the fried chicken, the yams with all the sugar in it, You know what I'm saying?
Actually, let me correct you on, brother. Actually, white yams are very good for black people.
It's not what I'm saying. I'm saying by the time you kill it with the white processed sugar, right? I mean, you heard me. I said the sugar and all that stuff like that. And just the soul food, greasy fried stuff, we consider it to be soul food.
Right.
But in true essence, it's slave food.
Right.
Because the pig and all the parts of the pig, that's all they gave was the ears, the tongue, the feet, the chillins. You know what I'm saying? We made it a cuisine. Yeah, we made it a cuisine. In Texas, we made it a cuisine.
Yeah.
Right? But they call that soul food. And truly, soul food is what? Your organically grown foods.
Right.
Food that's grown by the sun. Soul food, where you get the word sun, soul, solar system, or sun system. So the sun system food is what? The food grown and nurtured by the sun. Sun food or soul food. Because we the people of soul. So since we the people of soul, then we need to eat sun food or soul food.
And let me just add something to what you just said. Also, we have to remember, because we have melanin. When you have melanin in your skin, you need more oxygen. So people that have melanin, you need more oxygen when you have melanin. So that means you need to be eating more plant foods, which are your greens, which are your cabbages, you know. Yams are very good, but you want to eat the white yams. That's not packed with a lot of sugar. You know, you want to eat your white yams. And another thing we're definitely also talking about too is getting people to go on the nature walk so they can start learning what plants and foods they can eat. But as a people with melanin, we need more oxygen, so we really need to be eating more plant foods, and a lot of us are not aware of that. And those are some of the things that we're actually working on the shows, teaching on the shows that we do, because we're trying to educate you on who you are, what your body is made of, food as well.
It starts with the food though, and I wouldn't exactly say that all original people are vegetarians. That's like a misnomer, right? But for sure, you know, we ate a variety of plants and fruits. If you live near the river, you fish, you ate fish. You know what I'm saying? So people debate with you back and forth, but a whole lot of fried foods, greasy foods like that, a lot of high in sugar and salt, that's not good for us. You know, that's the high blood pressure. You know what I'm saying? Sugar diabetes.
Right.
All these things we didn't have.
Right.
You know, now we have that because we're literally being attacked. So, I mean...
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, you know, to get just elaborate on that a little bit too, it's another thing is not, you know, drinking water and keeping your body alkaline. That's another thing that we don't realize. These are some of the things that we're going to work on, and we're bringing to the Order of MAAT to actually start teaching this knowledge, because we don't know, you know. Yeah. And then, you know, everybody thinks high blood pressure or diabetes is hereditary, and that is not the case. It's not the case. It's what you eat, what you put in your body.
Lifestyle,
right? But we're definitely working on a lot of good things here with the Order of MAAT. We're going to be doing different things. I know the Seek Wisdom and I know Earth, they have what they call the Wombniverse. Is another site that everybody needs to check out. Very good thing that they're doing. It's called the Wombniverse, educating black women on their, you know, bodies and their, you know, urinary and all that good stuff. So they're doing something good with that too, and you can find that on the Order of MAAT what is it? The Order of MAAT.ning.com. So be sure to check that out too.
Yeah, join that.
Yeah, that's something you need to be involved with, especially if you're a black female, especially if you don't have insurance, because a lot of us don't have insurance. A lot of our kids don't have health insurance. So
it's about the plants. You know, original people, man. You know, the biggest thing that separate our two cultures, say European culture and African culture, that we use the plants, and that's the biggest thing that separates the religion. You know what I'm saying? The religion, European style, is void of the plants and the mushrooms, like the brother was talking about.
Right.
African culture or spiritual expression was dealing with the plants and the mushrooms. You know, the medicine man. You know, certain things he could take. He could see the vital force in you and knew where it was certain blocks, whatever, and help you out from taking certain plants. And then you got certain plants that correspond with that'll give you nourishment and they'll heal you. So by the time you come to religion, they was faking it.
Right.
So they had to write down things that they claimed they did because they didn't have the experience of understanding the plants and what they meant, or the mushrooms, different things you had to take. So our cultures, you know, is totally different. But even European culture, they use medicine coming from the plants.
Exactly.
Right? But they want to add their little thing into it to get you addicted, and it always has adverse effect. Yeah. I'm going to help your heart, but your leg won't fall off. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, that's you know what's funny? When you look at those commercials and you see those things, that's what I'm talking about. That's European culture in a nutshell.
Yeah.
Everything is like that. You do this one thing here, right? and it's good for you, but at the other end you done. You know what I'm saying? You drink a beer, you know what I mean? A year later you strung out on drugs. You know what I'm saying? It's always it's never, well, I'm doing this and it's gonna help me out later on down the line. It's always like a crazy cause and effect for them. It's like they haven't been around long enough. If you look at our people, you know, you date them back to 20,000 years, right? New coming on the planet, 20,000, roughly. You date up.